All right, so next up would be the hand. So it's really the same thing as before. So I'm just going to do Shift A, try again, Shift A, Shift A. There we go. Grease pencil, blank. Let's go ahead and just call this hand dot L. I'll do the left hand first. Um, and yeah, so let's go ahead. We need to make all the layers again. Probably notice it's always the same thing. So I'm just doing it in front of you. So that way, this one will be lines and then we'll do fills. That way, oh, that's not the one. That way, if you wanted to follow along or you just see the whole process, sometimes I find that that helps people make sure that's above. Um, okay, so let's go ahead and click on this and we're going to choose ink and then we'll hit another one. And then we shouldn't need, we just need flesh paint. Yeah, that's all it's there. So that's good. Um, we'll go to draw mode. That way you can follow along if you want, but really it should just be kind of the same thing that you've been doing the entire time. Just choose ink. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my torso as well as the left leg so that I can see my drawing a little bit better. I'm going to zoom in here. We'll just use this over here. All right. And then we will basically, let's see, is that, oh, so if we look, we can see all my layers and stuff. So make sure on the lines, make sure the material is ink. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw my hands here. So like this, that, like this. This looks terrible. Okay. That looks like something. I'm going to turn the left arm off so I can see a little bit better. I'm just going to go ahead. If you need, use the trim tool. I don't really have much to trim there. I'm just going to go to the sculpt tool. And I just want to make sure that this, goes out far enough. Hit F to make that smaller. And I'm just going to adjust the shapes here a little bit better. If you want to, like some of this looks kind of thick. If you do the line thin here, if I do control, it'll go like if you go like this, it makes it thicker. But if you hold control, it'll make it thinner. So I just wanted these, that's a little too thin over here. Just wanted this a little bit thinner right there. So even if you're using a mouse, you can kind of superficially adjust some of those elements. Okay, so we'll say that's good. Let's go ahead, go to fills. Let's go back. Oops, not that one. Let's go to the draw mode, paint bucket, and make sure my material is that. I'm going to hold Alt to make this, and I want this to be round. I didn't do a very good job. Let's try that again. Round, and click, and voila. So there is flush. All right, so that would be the hand. We did hand L. Good. Okay, so go to object mode. Um, Now I had a student before ask, like, what if I want to flip something? So I'm gonna show you how to do that. You're not gonna want to do this in the end, but I'm just gonna show you. So if I do Shift D to duplicate this, what I can do is we can just scale it. So if you hit S, right, it scales it, big and small. I'm actually going to go into edit mode. It'll be a little bit easier in there. So we'll just hit A to select all. So if I hit S, it'll scale it big and small because that's the way it's not doing from the pivot. It's doing from the center. If I did S and then let's say we do X, it will only scale in this direction. And notice we could just flip it like that, right? Now, you'll notice when we hit S and we scale, down here, it'll tell you what the numbers are that you just did as opposed to doing it by hand. You can actually manually type that. So for example, I could hit S, X, and then type in -1 to make it perfectly -1. And voila, you can see now it's a flipped drawing. Okay. Um, I don't suggest doing it that way, but just so you know, that's how you would flip something if you needed to flip it. I'm gonna go ahead and just delete this object. Come on. Oh, that's right. I don't have delete on my keyboard here. Function delete. Okay. So we're just going to do the same thing we did before. I'm going to hit Shift A. We're going to go to grease pencil, do a blank. Let's go ahead and rename this. We'll call this, oh, so you'll notice that I can't actually just create the other one because it's not the same as the other hand. So we're going to have to manually make the other one hand.r. God bless it. These are the things that just are going to bother me if they're not spelled correctly. Okay. Hand.art, and we're just going to, I probably should just use that duplicate actually. We'll go ahead, I'm going to do the, where are you, ink, and then we're also going to need the flesh. Okay, so that'll be good for that. This will be called, let's just call it fills. Let's make another one. That way I don't have to move them. We'll call this one lines. Great. And that should be good. So let's go to draw mode. Make sure I got my lines. Make sure you're using ink. We'll go here and let's do it. So I'm just going to do the same thing again. I'm just going to kind of draw my lines. It's not the greatest. Like that. And like that. Okay, so it might need, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the other arm so I can see this hand a little bit better. Once again, go into sculpt and adjust the sculpting and all of that. I'm just going to leave it as it is because I don't really care. Let's go ahead and switch to paint. I'm going to use flesh, and then we're also going to go to fills. I'm going to hold Alt and go like that. We're going to click in, and there you go. Click and click, and it didn't work there, so I'm just going to hold Alt and just draw that line there. Voila. Okay, so now we've got the other hand, and that should be good. So we might need to move the hands over top of the arms, depending on the way that they are drawn here. So let's go ahead and put the arms on. They look kind of fine, though. We'll just leave them the way they are. We don't need that one and this one. Okay, so this is what we have. Looks like the hand does need to move forward a little bit. So we'll take, actually for that matter, the hand R should be slightly back. So I'm going to type in on the Y here, we're going to type in 0.02 so it matches. Let's do 0.01 because I want it in front of the other hand. So 0.01 for that position. And then for the other hand, let's grab this one. I want its position to be in front of the other one. So 0.03, because I think the arm is 0.02. Or maybe it's not. Let's see. Oh, we're in. Okay. Make sure that we actually have the item selected. Okay. So, oh crap. Now I don't know. Did I move this? And yeah, that's right. It should be positive. Yes, that's right. Okay, so this needs to be basically, let's click here. I want this to be on Y here, minus 0.03, and that should put it in front of that as well as in front of the body. So we just moved it very slightly this way is all I did. I just did it manually through that. Okay, so now we more or less have the body complete. Make sure you're saving this. So I'm just going to go ahead and save mine. Again, so save like versions. I forgot to save one in between here. But I should have saved this. I should have been my third save or fourth. I don't know what video this is. But we'll say the body is done. So next is the head. We're going to do this one slightly different than the way we did everything else here. And you know what? Actually, I wish this hand was a little bit. Let's do 0.01. I think that looks a little better. Okay. Um, yeah, so we're gonna basically we're just gonna go ahead and do the head, but it'll be slightly different. I'll do that in the next video.